Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about growth of mass nationalism. We have many times discussed what is nationalism. Nationalism is the feeling of the people living in particular area that they are one and they are able to rule themselves. So a feeling of that area together. That area may have variety languages, cultures, religion, all those things, so many differences. But overall that differences, when they feel that they are one, that feeling is called a nationalism. So, it is possible for some. When it is extended to all the people in that area, we call it mass nationalism. All the people. So, that's a mass. Mass means there is not a physics term, this is an English term. More, all. So ordinary people to the higher educated, everybody feels that it is their country and they must have their own capacity to rule. That is called mass nationalism. After 1990, the struggle became a mass movement. We have seen previously the Lucknow session of the Congress where Muslim League has agreed to work along with the Indian National Congress. And in 1915 we had seen the reunion of the Congress. The Congress was divided at the Surat session in 1906 on the policy or on the plan of implementation of boycott movement. Then in 1915 they joined together. In 1916 Muslim League also agreed to work together along with Indian National Congress. You must understand the international event that took place during this period. That is the First World War. So the First World War is from 1914 to 1918. And Ottoman Turkey was fighting against England. And Indian national people, many helped Britain. They thought after the war, Britain would grant something to India at least. So, the war came to an end in 1918. There was a peace treaty signed at Paris, or we call it Treaty of Versailles. Versailles is the capital of the palace of France is located. So all the defeated countries had an agreement. Agreement with the victorious countries. And Germany was defeated. Turkey was defeated. Austria was defeated. They were the main important powers of that time, Austria-Hungary. So they were defeated by allied forces named England, France, United States of America, Italy. So these countries together defeated the central powers known as Germany, Austria-Hungary and Turkey. And now we must understand there is an important power, that is Russia. Russia was one of the main reasons for starting the First World War, but it left the battlefield or the war in between. Because there was a revolution in Russia in 1917, a change of governmental system in Russia in 1917. So Russia withdrew from the war, other countries fought, and war came to an end. And Turkish head was considered as the head of the Muslims all over the world. He was known as Caliph. He was removed from that area, from the place where he was located, that's in Turkey, and he was restricted to an area in Baghdad. So naturally, all over the world Muslim society were so much unhappy against the action of England. So its effect was seen in India also, because Turkey was fighting against the British. That is why Muslim League found a common enemy in Britain, joined with the Indian National Congress to fight against Britain. That's the background we just giving. Okay, so after 19, and the struggle became a mass movement involving peasants, private people, students, women, factory workers, business groups. All this group of people supported the Congress against Britain. But each group had a separate intention. That when I go inside, I will tell you. Each group, if you take peasants, they had their interest, tribal people, they had their interest, students may not have much interest, but students groups, they wanted Indian schools. Women, factory workers, they have increased the salary. Tribals, they wanted their forest area to be under their control and live happily there. Peasants want reduction in the taxes that they are paying to the Britishers, as well as the land ownership. Factory business groups, they want the reduction of the taxes and restriction of the import of the materials from the foreign countries. Factory workers want to increase in the salary. Like that, varieties demands were there among the members of the Indian National Congress. The First World War, I have already discussed about it, altered the economic and political situation in India. Political power situation, so economic situation, because during the World War, you know, you are studied in the first chapters when Tata had started Tata and iron steel factory. They demanded rail and other metal from Jamshedpur, the Tata factories, Tisco. So that has happened. So India was able to produce materials which were needed for the people of the world. So that situation has happened. Huge rise in the defense expenditure. Government has begun to spend because they had to fight the war. So all the resources that were there in India were utilized for the war facilities. So naturally, other areas money was not. Complete money was diverted to fight the war. So huge defense expenditure. The government increased the taxes on individual incomes and business profits. So So naturally, the business groups will be unhappy and angry. So income tax has gone up, they have to pay more, and the business groups have to pay more. So all these people naturally were unhappy with the government. Because more tax they have to pay means their income will come down, their profit will come down. Any group of people. So they were unhappy with the governmental system of that time. Increase in military expenditure and the demands for war supplies led to a sharp rise in the prices, but business groups reaped fabulous profits. Economic theory is there, and demand increases, the price increase. So when the more and more expenditure or more and more necessities were there for the war, the materials price went up. When materials price went up, a shopkeeper who had stocked the materials in his shop, naturally he will have huge profit. You think of a shopkeeper who has purchased and kept a onion. Now, present day. He had just 1 month before he had purchased it to 2,000 quintals of onion in his house for 20 rupees. Stocked. So that onion which he has purchased for 20 rupees, price goes up to 60 rupees or 50 rupees, which he is expected to sell for 25 or 30. Now the price of the onion has gone to 60 rupees. So which he is expected to sell at 30 rupees, when he gets 60 rupees, he gets this fabulous profits. Unaccountable. So much of money he gets. So that is happening. So business groups will have like that profit. So farmers may not be able to stock that much material in his home. A businessman will be able to, like that. In many materials, the business groups could get a lot of profit. So that was the situation there. War created demand for industrial goods. I have already told you. Jute bags, cloth, rails, Tata, Jamshedpur factory had to provide supply rails for the Britishers. Earlier, Britishers never thought that Indians could make quality steel. Now we are able to make quality steel. That was one of the official acceptance by the British government. And caused the decline of imports from other countries into India. So Indians began to produce. So naturally, import, getting materials from other countries. Import has come down. Yesterday, for us, if you read, it is less that from India export has come down. Indian export has declined. That's a present day situation. Okay. So, Indian industries expanded during the war and got greater opportunities for development. I already told about that. Villages were pressurized to supply soldiers for an alien cause. The war had started. For fighting, soldiers were needed, and soldiers were asked to supply. They were offered high salaries and high facilities, and they were taken to battlefield to fight against the foe. And they were not fighting for their country, not for their motherland. They were fighting for some other country. That's why it is called alien cause, a foreign cause. It is not their own. It is not with their intentions. Now they go just for money, like ancient period when the kings were called the soldiers, they would go and fight. They were not having any affinity or a relationship or a friendship with the king. They would just to get money, they used to go and fight. The same situation is here. Then a large number of soldiers were sent to serve abroad. So among the soldiers who were selected, many were sent to foreign countries to fight against the British. That is the situation we see. Many learned how imperialist powers exploit the peoples of Asia and Africa. Asia and Africa people are not economically or politically so much developed. So economically and politically, since they are not developed, they were being exploited by the European powers and America. That is what we see. Asian countries and Europe, African countries. A desire to oppose colonial rule in India crept in the minds of the people. Because of these things, what happened? The soldiers had gone to foreign countries. They had come into contact with the soldiers of foreign countries, and the ideology of freedom and independence had crept into the minds of Indian soldiers. They had come back after the war. Now they are thinking that we should have our own administration. So many of the soldiers who returned from the battlefield or who returned after the First World War began to explore new methods, new styles. That is one of the reasons for the mass mobilization or mass nationalism. Revolution in Russia, as I already told you once, in Russia, supported peasants and workers' struggle, and ideas of socialism inspired Indian nationalists. Sharing of wealth, socialism. All are equal. There is no rich, no poor. In India, we know there is rich and poor division is now also there at that time also. So, this worldwide idea of nationalism, which has come really into practice in Russia, the people thought to be implemented in India. So, that is socialist idea also. Socialist idea, there is no landlord, there is no peasant as such. Ownership of the land for everybody equal. Whatever is produced, it should be equally shared. The peasants or the lower class need not bend in front of the landlord. All are equal. So that concept has made huge change in the mind of the people. I am equal with others. That feeling, the lower class will have that feeling. So that kind of thinkings had brought the people into the national struggle. That's what we must understand. Okay, so all these situations created or helped in the formation of mass nationalism. People began to support the nationalism. Each group had their own reasons. Thus, they developed the nationalism. Thank you very much.